edition of the Sportsport. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sportsport here on Master Friday. And once again, it is the Barnes and Tony show. Anthony, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, dude. Happy to be back here in the saddle. Stoked for the weekend. A great Friday ahead of ourselves here, as well as, obviously, yes, the rest of the Masters. Round one in the books, dude. Can't believe it. Mr. Rose over there, having himself a day yesterday. And obviously, started out pretty well right now here today, too. So should be really interested to see. I feel like not many people necessarily was I feel like talking about Rose coming into the tournament here. Obviously, given the pool of players, but still, I'm stoked, dude. I mean, the Masters so far has looked great. It's been great, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, the drama is real. There's so much to get to.
The patrons,
the Rory collapse. But how about Rose, honestly? Because he had that runner-up finish the last time we played a major championship at the Open. And then to come out guns a-blazing in his 20th Masters appearance, Tony, setting a record for his fifth 18-hole lead. And obviously it's not how you start, it's how you finish. But pretty impressive stuff for the 44-year-old golfer.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And I know, like you said, it is not how you start, how you finish, but I mean, listen, historically, golfers that do win the first round or do well in the first round, I should say, are sticking around on Sunday. I mean, I fully anticipate that. I don't think he's really going to be, letting up at all here. But obviously, yes, we'll see. But yeah, it is super impressive. They had mentioned too, not many golfers, I guess, I forget what the stat was. But he'd be, one of a few golfers that were runner-ups at one major, and then like the following
major
one, he wins
to win.
Yeah.
Because especially, it's different if it's during the same major season, but there's a lot of time off. Because what is the Open Championship in July?
Yeah.
And then to go all the way to April. It means a long layoff. And it's kind of interesting. We mentioned about the wire to wire, the first round leader, not how you start, how you finish. So all time, there's only been 5 golfers ever to go wire to wire. Craig Wood in 41, Palmer in 60, Nicholas in 72, Floyd in 76, and Jordan Spieth in 2015. And then you also had a couple co-leaders, Immelman, Johnson, and Rahm. But it is unbelievable, nevertheless, what Rose has done. And, he's on the course right now, and off to a good start. It looks like right in front of us here. He's currently 8 under, picked up a birdie on I think it was the par 5 third. This is for par on the par 3 fourth, and he slides it in there. Justin Rose, the putting, they mentioned on the broadcast this morning. Oh, and it was a par 5 second, excuse me. Only 25 putts yesterday. So, I mean, he was hitting putts from all over the place, and had a chance to break that record of 63. Ended up having to settle for 65 yesterday, had that bogey on 18. But you could just tell, I mean, Justin Rose is completely dialed right now. I mean, listen, like we said, I mean, history's against him, of course, in terms of, going wire to wire. But the way he's playing right now, we'll see if he can keep it up, but it's going to be tough, for the other golfers to catch up. I mean, right now he has a 4-shot lead.
Sorry, excuse me.
3.5 last night.
Yeah, probably somewhere around there, dude.
Really?
No, probably more, maybe
Hammered?
4.5.
Horseshoe?
We did go to the Horseshoe, but it wasn't anything crazy. Just a couple.
So just
okay,
like
dude.
6, 7.
Yeah, probably.
6 or 7 is that a couple?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, hey, why not, right? You live once.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I
Thursday
think
night, like Masters were walking, Rangers were on, dude. The Knicks were on. Yeah, of course. The hell.
You were still dialed to the Rangers. I know they. What did they end up winning by? I didn't even.
It was, I think, 9-2 or something.
9?
Yeah, they scored 9, dude.
But see, that's Buffalo Sabres. Honestly, I almost wish they lost. Honestly, because it's like, no, I'm just saying they're not. There's no miraculous, sprint to the.
They won't
playoffs.
be. I mean, the Canadians are still 6 in a row. They're playing really well. It's not like they have to literally lose.
I'm saying,
every game
did it
now.
almost piss you off? Like, you're gonna do this now.
No, yeah. I mean, it does. Like they played some of the best hockey I've seen them play all year long. And I know the Islanders suck and stuff, but I mean, the Islanders are still technically in it as well.
I think they're right around the same.
Literally, I think they're
the
same.
Yeah, very, very close. So, it's just disappointing, but we could talk about that forever.
Yeah.
But thinking about, some of the other rounds we saw yesterday, besides Justin Rose, the Canadian Corey Connors, he was kind of a trendy sleeper pick for this one. He shot 68, so he's 4 under par. He'll tee off at 12.22. And then the 2-time Masters champ, Scotty Scheffler. Picking up where he left off last year at Augusta, opening with a 4 under 68. So we talk about, golfers catching Justin Rose. I mean, I think there's a reason why live odds right now, Scotty plus 210 at 4 back, Justin Rose plus 600, 4 shots ahead. But it was a pretty vintage Scotty Scheffler performance yesterday. No bogeys on the card. And just was really solid and had a long putt. I forgot what
62 feet in the fourth hole.
Fourth hole. Okay, yeah, that was it. The par 3.
That was really good.
I mean, quite the performance from Scotty yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And I mean, I feel like, if there was one thing that was rusty for Scotty this season, I feel like it was his putting. It was a little bit of his short game. And we've seen him adjust and get better, obviously. I mean, we know, the
divorce?
No, what? He's not divorced, is he?
I don't know, Tony. I didn't know what you were going to say.
Oh, God, dude. The results have spoken for themselves. When he does adjust, dude.
You're searching for results.
Results. No, I was looking for another word, dude. In any case here, he does look dialed in on the greens. And I mean, that's exactly what he needs to do in order to win the Masters here is just, obviously maintain that great short game. Because everywhere else, he's just so always like cool, calm, collected, and comes up pretty big. So, like you said, keep bogeys off the card. I mean, he's going to be in the running here, and who knows? Someone make a mistake, he can capitalize, take the lead. It's nice to see that he is kind of living up to, I guess, his hype for the Masters so far after round 1.
And speaking of living up to the hype, another guy who was runner-up last year. How about Ludwig Aubert?
Yeah, killing it.
He had a great round yesterday. Even par on the front, had a bogey at 4, birdie on 3, but then went in at 32. So 4 birdies on the back, including a birdie on number 18. He is also 4 shots back. And, we know about his talent. We talked about him despite, missing those last 2 cuts, winning the Genesis, runner up last year. It seems like he has as good a chance as anybody here to win this one. And he I believe, just got underway as he was showing his tee time was at 9:58. So I think, Aubert has as good a chance as anybody to win this one at 4 under.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's kind of funny because I feel like Aubert is someone who, has been a little bit off of the radar for this season. Not really. Did he win?
He won Genesis,
right? Yeah, first tournament of the season, right?
No, that's the Century.
That's the Century.
Yeah.
In any case, one earlier in the season, but even since then, you mentioned missing the cuts here. I guess just a player that seems to be struggling a little bit with his game. But I mean, you look at his history around the Masters; he does play well at Augusta. So I mean, I guess this guy, the star power, the talent is kind of living up to this big stage, which is great for him, for the young player here. But like you said, I do think he is in it. I mean, based on his play, I don't know if he'll stand up to to the weekend here necessarily, but we'll see. I mean, he does have a chance.
All I know is I firmly believe he's going to be in the conversation. He's just talented, and it seemed like this course is just a match for him. I mean, we forget last year. I mean, was his first Masters tournament. He gets a runner up, and then he shoots 4 under round 1, second one. So I mean, I think that's pretty good as Rory comes up short there on the birdie attempt, and we'll get to him in a second. But moving our way down the leaderboard, a guy that kind of gets forgotten about, just because of his move to Live Golf. Tyrrell Hatton also had a nice round yesterday. Opened up with a 69 3 under par. And really was almost flawless the entire day before he had a bogey on 17, before birdies leading up to that. And he finds himself 5 shots back. So I feel like, he's another guy, who, especially when he was on the PGA Tour, we would see him lurking around leaderboards for sure. And another guy that's also 3 under after a 69, Bryson DeChambeau, had quite the interesting round yesterday. Finishes, like I said, at 3 under. Tons of birdies on the card. You look at it, and he had 7 birdies to go along with 4 bogeys. So maneuvered Augusta National pretty well. Opened with a 34, finished with a 35. I think again, he opened last year with a 68. So he's a guy, that I think has a chance here for sure. We saw him, of course, win the U.S. Open last year, have a strong finish in this tournament. And it does seem like this is a course, with his short game that has vastly improved, since coming on tour and being known as strictly a bomber. It seems like this is a course he is going to capture once. I don't know if it'll be this year, but again, I do feel like Bryson will find himself in contention as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. You mentioned all those birdies coupled with some bogeys as well, but at the end of the day, he did, I guess, have his 3rd best start at the Masters for his career. So, I mean, again, a guy obviously with that power, and also his mentality too, you'd imagine he can be hanging around here. Just like Hatton too. I think Hatton, like last year, I think he was 3rd at the Players, right? I think he was 2nd at the Canadian Open or whatever. You mentioned it. I mean, he's a guy who does seem to always be hanging around. So yeah, another guy who could be kind of lurking around, maybe has a good hole, put himself in a type of contention area where he's, maybe donning the green jacket. Who knows, dude?
Yeah, absolutely. Rory makes his par putts, the whole start even. That's where he sits right now.
Tough green on this hole. Dude.
Tough green.
Slow.
And especially with the uphill putt there. And then moving down the leaderboard here, we did see Ashke Bhatia open with a 2 under 70. He just parred his opening hole here. So the younger golfer, we know about the talent, but just inconsistency, has plagued him at times. And I think, that was evident yesterday. I mean, he had 7 birdies, but also had 5 bogeys. So that's why he finds himself 2 under, but did go out strong, birdieing his final 3 holes. And then you also have a Tony favorite, Jason Day.
Oh boy.
Also at 2 under yesterday. He's going to tee off at 112. He had a solid kind of workman-like round yesterday. Birdie 12 and 13, parred the rest of the holes. So he's a grizzled vet, that you can't count out. And speaking of grizzled vets, Tony, how impressive Fred Couples playing in his 40th Masters tournament, shooting a 1 under 71, had an eagle with a 6 hybrid, which I didn't even know existed. And that was on the par 4 14th hole. I think it was about 189 yards out. I mean, what impressive stuff. I think the 2nd oldest under par round in Masters history.
Yeah.
And also set a record for years in between, Masters rounds under par, 41 years, beating Jack Nicklaus's record of 40. I mean, how about that?
Wow. That is absolutely ridiculous for a man of his age, 65, right? I mean, it really is tremendous to see him come out here and golf well. Like you said, maybe using unconventional clubs or whatever, but clearly bringing a lot of experience to the table here. And obviously you wish him the best. I mean, it's a great story for the Masters. And I mean, he seems to be definitely having some fun with it for sure on the course.
Yeah. I mean, he's just one of those guys. I mean, it's impossible not to root for him. That's for sure. So we'll see if he can set the record at 65 as the oldest to make the cut.
I think he does.
Yeah. I think because you think about it, the cut is, let's see what it says right now. I believe it's okay. So it is at 1 under. I would think it goes to 2. At 1 over. I think it goes to 2 over. So that would mean that, he could go 3 over today. And I think he has the game to do that. That's for sure. As we move our way down the leaderboard here, two golfers stick out to me that had very disappointing rounds because they were at a lot higher position for most of the day, and that would be Rory McIlroy and Colin Morikawa. McIlroy had 2 double bogeys in a 3-hole span to finish at 72 even par. The chip into the water, and it's he did par his opening hole, but it just feels like with McIlroy, after something like that, he's really going to have to turn the page quick today to not only to get back into contention, but just to ease his mind mentally. I'm sure that had to be wearing on him all night. A 7 on number 15, the par 5, and a 6 on the par 4, 17th.
Yeah, dude, especially because it's like, in the later part of his round, too. So it's like he kind of ended his day with that. It's not like he started with it, figured it out, ended on a high note. He ended on a very low note. And not for nothing, dude, looking at him this morning, you can kind of see a little bit of that low note in his body language. Even though he kind of always looks a little bit like that, I suppose. But like you said, it's definitely waning on him. So he needs to, like you said, a quick turnaround here. I think so far, what is he? Is he even today,
he's
right?
playing the par 5 second hole right now.
So, listen, he's got some work to do. He's obviously not out of anything yet, but he's got to come up pretty big today, dude.
Yeah. And I did mention, another disappointing finish was that of Colin Morikawa. At one point after 13 holes, was 3 under par, but bogeyed 3 out of the last 4 to shoot an even par 72, and he was my pick to win this tournament. And they say, everybody even par or greater, definitely is still in this tournament. I think it's just one of those things. If you're Colin Morikawa, like Rory, you just want to put it in the past. You tee off at 101, and you want to get off to a hot start,
right?
And kind of work your way from there because. Listen, sure, he's 8 shots back at the moment, but if he goes out today, shoots 5-6 under, he's right back in this tournament.
Yeah, no, you're totally right, and it is so important for that because like you're saying, he's 8 shots back here, and there are guys like Hatton, like Bryson, who are a little bit closer and kind of maybe taste a little bit more of like being in the top or the top 3 or even leading this group here. So he's got to just, like you said, put everything behind him. Another golfer with a low note to end the day. Just go out there and play your type of golf. Don't make any mistakes, and hopefully you'll find yourself, maybe a few places up the leaderboard here. And because those guys up top that it's not going to be often they make those mistakes. So, like you said, just play some clean golf, and hopefully you can work your way up.
Yeah. And we're going to take a live look here. Justin Rose, your leader. It looks like his 3rd shot on is it the par 5 they're playing?
I believe they said that. Yes, the par 5.
So just off the green here, the approach shot, an uphill green, and he does hit that past the hole. And the camera's blocking me. Is it moving at all, or kind of just
sit there? Maybe, I don't know.
That's got to be 20 feet for Rose there.
Not easy.
Yeah, and that's going to be a birdie putt.
Yes, I believe it will be.
Or no, because that was his 3rd shot. No, that's going to be a par putt. So in danger of dropping a shot, which would move him to even on the day. But we've seen him make. Yes, it is going to be his 4th shot. But
are you ahead of me?
So you're ahead, actually.
Oh, nice.
So we've seen him make some long putts. So you can't rule anything out there. That's for sure. So other than that, yesterday, those were really the highlights. Brooks Koepka disappointing 2 over 74. Xander Schauffele was even yesterday, was 1 over yesterday, 73. So that's a little disappointing for him. Hideki Matsuyama, the former champ, 1 over par. Justin Thomas, 1 over par. Jordan Spieth, 1 over par. Bernard Langer, playing in his 41st Masters tournament, +2. So probably has a little work to do today to solidify his spot on the weekend in his last Masters tournament. And then Keegan Bradley also was +2.
Our guy.
You had Chris Kirk, who got off to a hot start, finished +375. Phil +375. John Rahm +375. You could see him visibly frustrated, and you could only imagine how frustrated our high score of the day, Nick Dunlap, +18, which ended up being 11 shots higher than the next highest golfer But listen, I mean, it's Augusta National. It's tough. And before we get to our comments, just wanted to share this quickly. And it was just making me think of frustrations on the golf course. So had a chance yesterday, Tony, to shoot my career low. Opened with a 40 front nine. Had it was up to the last hole. Needed a bogey to shoot 79. Ended up shooting a 7 because tee shot fine. Second shot, and like how you have the water in front there, branches on the right for the par 4. And a little windy, and I hit it up, and it seemed like, okay, maybe the wind will knock it down. It's going to be short, but it's not going to be in the water.
Right.
But it nicks one of the tree branches into the water, and then, ended up 4 shots from there for a 7.
Oh.
So 81, which was still, great, but it just, thought it was there, thought it was in the bag, just dialed all day, par after par, 2 birdies.
Damn.
But at least it's something to work with.
Yes, that's true, dude.
And it's just, it made me feel like you could relate to these guys,
Yes, dude. I feel like I'm at Augusta right now, dude.
Imagine what they would shoot at Gaynor Brennan. I mean,
forget
52.
It,
oh man. So who just hit that in the bunker?
I think that was Ashke.
He's part of my Masters pool.
Max Homa here for birdie putt, misses to the right, dude. Of those 2 golfers, though, that we were just talking about, Rory and Collin Morikawa. I mean, obviously, highly anticipated golfers for this tournament, really hyped up, tied for 24th, right? I mean, of those 2, who would you pick to be maybe in the running come Sunday?
I mean, I definitely would take Collin. I mean, it just seems like there's this mental hurdle that Rory has to get over. The one thing I would say, though, is, so I think right now, definitely, Collin Morikawa is more mentally strong than Rory at these, major tournaments. But I do think once Rory does get over the hurdle, then I think we could see him, rattle off, a couple majors. But until then, I think it's going to be a struggle. He just, he has to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
And that's, what I firmly believe.
And maybe we will, maybe we won't. But what we will see are some comments.
Yes.
From the top of the show, John Pollock says, "This is the best damn
Johnny
podcast,
boy.
dude. Let's go, dude. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, appreciate
you
John.
tuning in, buddy." Michael Buckner says, "Hit another vehicle lightly by mistake."
As Michael Fieville would say, he needs a personal driver.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's just no injuries, very minor,
but it just seems like there's been a couple of these scenarios recently.
Yeah, we got to tighten up that up a little bit, dude, I think. He also says the mentor was very soothing and helpful during that moment. She's very wonderful to us. Okay.
All right, great. Justin Rose
missed.
just slides that past the hole, so he'll move back to 7 under par, even on his day after that bogey.
And he's still on the Jim Nantz stuff, dude. I let him enjoy his
Nantz.
life, but we'll never let go. Who is replacing him in the final 4? Ernie with the year, dude.
Ernie.
And then we have Michael Buckner saying Lakers won that 300%. AD still the same old self. Luka's been putting up big stats, 30 points as a Laker. Has the most 30-point games as a Laker. I currently on the roster right now. Maybe
it must be. I mean, obviously, had a cup of coffee.
Here, so let's see. With the you're in there. Surpassing Kobe for the most 30 points games as a Lakers guard.
I don't know.
I mean,
it doesn't
sound right at all, dude.
Yeah.
It's all right, dude. And then Josh B says, yo, what up, familia? Happy Friday. Buck to back in. So shout out to Gino. Get that guy back on the show ASAP. Donna also says, good morning. Good morning,
Good
Donna.
morning, Donna.
Josh B, hyped to see Donna. And then Donna says, hey, Josh, TGIF. And then he says, Ernie, Tony, we back. He says, the only roads we trust in is Cody.
I don't understand this.
Cody Rhodes, WWE wrestler.
But why is he saying we back?
I don't know, because I'm back to it because I was gone yesterday. I don't really follow WWE that much.
Okay. No, I wasn't sure.
Michael's a little bit more on that, dude.
Michael Theodore?
Yeah, Michael Theodore. You know,
Okay.
I feel like he's a Cody Rhodes fan.
Okay.
If not, whatever. He was a big LA Knight guy. In any case, we're all caught up in the comments, dude.
Wow.
Just like that.
Wow. Would you look at that? And he says yes because Tony is back.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking right.
You know, so it's been a great start to this 89th edition, you know, of the Masters tournament. You know, I don't know, I guess just like, well, first of all, Yeah. Would you change anything, prediction wise, given what we saw yesterday?
I mean, my prediction was I had Xander, so
Right.
like he did not do well. He also had I think he had a 60-foot putt at some point. Maybe I don't think it was on the 4th hole, maybe the 12th hole or something like that. But I mean, his round of golf was basically mirroring what he's done all year long. Having those good moments, those good shots, but then bogeying holes. I think he opened up his round with a bogey, opened up his back 9 with back-to-back bogeys. And it's just whether it is the injury, the ribs, or maybe just the not having so much experience this season, fully healthy. That's just been his play. He's showcasing what was, like what could be. But just can't really hold on to that high level of play, dialed inness for the entire round. So yeah, I mean, I probably would. I probably would maybe been like, oh, maybe I should have chosen Scotty.
So I mean, that if you had to pick one guy now, it would be him.
Yeah, I do think I could almost certainly would choose my bet.
I wouldn't be surprised if Morikawa shoots 400 or 500 today, but if I had to pick another guy, I would go with Obear. Honestly, really? I just think he's dialed, and it just seems like how this course matches up with Scotty. Mm-hmm. I think it matches up with Obear very well. And also, watch out for Bryson.
Yeah, no, definitely watch out for Bryson. Again, we've seen him hit crazy shots that can completely turn around his round. So, but would you say that it is like Obear Scotty would be 1-2 right now? Like, you think Scotty's gonna drop off?
No. I guess, yeah. I mean, if you're not going with Rose, and I just feel like it is easy to assume, that he's gonna taper like we've seen. This is his 5th time leading after day 1. So I guess I would say those are the top contenders. And there was some stat too. I don't know how many times in a row, but if I had to guess, I would think it was like 6 or 7 times in a row where after day 1, the winner was already in the top 5.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of almost want to look that up. I'm sure AI can give me the answer.
Yeah, definitely. As we have JJ Spawn teeing off here in this par 3, it looks like. Nice little shot, 122 mile an hour. Oh, no, dude. Just short of the green, plunks it right in the bunker,
and I think Rosie should be up next.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's go, dude. That's tough, dude. You hate to see that.
The last 8 Masters champions have been within the top 5 after the first round.
There we go.
So that would be Rose,
Scotty,
Corey Connors.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I guess that would actually be, I'm just trying to think because Im. Okay, but so Im wouldn't be considered, but then it would be Hatton and DeChambeau because Im is 2 under through 2 today.
Okay, all right.
And we do have Rose on the tee. I'm actually slightly ahead here of you, Tony. I did a little. If you do a little refresh, it'll catch up. But we have the Grizzled Vet addressing the ball here. Addressing the ball, we've talked about it. Very important, especially on the PGA Tour.
Yes, dudes. Yeah, I find that kind of odd, actually.
Now you're ahead of me.
Yeah, because it seems like when I go off of the tab, like, it stops. It pauses.
And a nice shot there by Rose, rolling a little back. But he'll have a birdie look there. I mean, what do you think, about 20 feet or so?
Yeah, I would say 20 feet or so, certainly.
So looking to rebound after that bogey on number 5. So we'll keep you in the loop with the Masters here. But let's take a trip to the world of Major League Baseball.
It's deep to left. It's 700. Albert Pujols.
Yeah, what a play. Stop it. Yeah.
Alonso cracks one of the big win the ball game. Out of sight. And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Drill deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. So Yankees and Mets off yesterday. Got some series over the weekend. But I figure since they were off yesterday, we might as well just start with the grid before we get into the weekend preview.
Oh, yeah, sure, dude.
Forgot about the grid?
I know. I did not forget. I remembered that was going to happen. Don't worry,
did some
dude.
research, the first round draft picks.
Oh, my God, dude. Those are always the worst. First round draft picks. It's like not even. All right, we got a few here. A little Yankee column. I feel like the Yankees are in here more. And then, of course, yesterday, yes, there was a Met column. I wasn't here. Whatever, dude.
Breezed through it pretty quick, I have to say, yesterday.
No, yeah, that was a great one, I would say. Bud Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson. He's an actor or something. I don't know.
All right. So for Yankees and Red Sox, if you want to go with Ramiro
Mendoza, dude.
that's going to be low.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. And then
1%.
Yankees Guardians, if you want to go with Gio Urshela.
Gio.
1%,
dude. There we go.
And the Yankee MVP, is it Mr. Mantle? Is it Mr. Maris?
I feel like Roger would be lower than Mickey.
Yeah, I don't know if he actually won MVP though, honestly.
I don't know if Roger did either.
So it just feels like, I don't know. Mantle was a while ago. I'm sure Barra won it at some point, but I'm not like
entirely sure. Yeah,
obviously Babe Ruth did. But I guess we could let it settle for a second. Let Ernie tell us. And then let's see. So 100 RBI season. Do we want to go for the Red Sox? My favorite pick here, Mo Vaughn.
Mo Vaughn, dude, that's a good one. I'm trying to think for Cleveland.
5%.
I think David Justice did.
Are you sure?
I am pretty sure, dude.
Clemente, bottom middle. 100 RBI season MVP. Ernie loves some Roberto Clemente.
Absolutely, dude. I should just put it in Roberto. That's what I should have done. Roberto Clemente. 0.3.
He knew. It's like he did the grid this morning or something.
Maybe he did, dude.
Who knows? Do we do the Sandy Koufax 20 wins and the MVP
for starting for a pitcher?
Yeah.
That'd be low enough.
Yeah, because just when it's a while ago, I feel like people easily forget.
Because I'm trying to think who else. Verlander won it, right?
Yeah.
7%.
7%, and it goes Thurman Munson for Yankee MVP.
Okay, Munson's good. 5%. I'm gonna go David Justice for here, dude. I'm pretty certain.
I'm gonna be pissed, honestly, if this is wrong.
Do you think I'm wrong?
Kind of. 0.8. It's like you did the grid this morning.
It's like I did the grid this morning, dude.
Okay, so the 20 game winners.
Did Cologne get 20 wins with Cleveland?
I don't know. Honestly,
I don't know either, dude. I know he didn't. I don't even know if he honestly did it once in his career.
Jay Bird, by the way, happy birthday to Jay.
Yes, huge happy birthday shout out to Jay.
He says, "Yo, Bryson DeChambeau wins it all this weekend," and I would like that because that's
put
one
some
of the
money
tickets
on,
I have. I did $10. Bear with a nice chip shot there.
Kluber pitched really well for the.
Yeah, I feel like
right?
he did. Yeah, I guess go Kluber, right? I mean, he won the Cy Young.
He must have had 20 wins, dude.
Red. Oh, 21% though.
Fuck.
Porcello, 20 wins Boston. That's probably a good one.
Yeah.
And we'll still be good on this grid. 8%. 49 is fine. It's like we have these Ernie expectations all the time.
Yeah, no, it's very true.
Oh,
interesting. Jim Thome.
I think that was a better than most.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, it was a great job, guys.
Yeah.
All around, dude.
Just like that, Tony.
Bang.
So, I guess, you weren't here yesterday. So might as well just kind of visit the couple of things I was talking about yesterday.
Yeah, what do you got?
And we'll start with your side of things. I mean, you had to have been would livid be the right words to describe the 2-hit performance from the Mets. What was that on Wednesday?
On Wednesday, yeah, definitely a little bit here. I mean, obviously, listen, you knew at some point that the win streak would come to an end. And not for nothing. I mean, Miami does have good players in terms of maybe some hitters, pitching staff. Okay, so really, yes, not much excuse for only 2 hits. I guess it was nice to see that the 2 hits came from Alonso and Lindor. They remain hot, which I guess is nice. But it's just the rest of your lineup that has to kind of get it together. I mean, definitely untimely for Soto to not have any hits. And it's just like everyone else just really hasn't gotten off to a great start. I mean, literally everyone else, like Vientos and Beatty and Marte And obviously, you can throw Taylor. He doesn't get a lot of starts, obviously, at center here, but Senger as well. And I know, I guess Alvarez has had some rehab starts already in the minors, but I mean, you're clamoring for some more offense at the bottom half of your lineup for sure. I mean, after, I guess you can argue the first 4 batters, it's just everything gets kind of cold. Nimmo has had a couple hits situationally, like a sac fly or RBI single or something like that, or I think he has 1 home run this year. But I mean, these batters have to do better. I mean, it's not. I'm not going to sit here and say that, like it was kind of a tough time for them. I mean, you're pitching against Max Meyer, dude. I mean, this isn't, Sandy Koufax.
It's not Sandy Koufax, but I feel like he's a guy, though, that, has always had that, like, potential. And, he could be pretty good, honestly. I think he's kind of underrated.
Potential, sure. But, I mean,
just missing that birdie putt, so he'll remain at 7 under.
But I mean, his ERA last year, I think, was almost a 6. Like, yes, the potential is there, but I mean, against a good lineup, I mean, you should be able to get more than 2 hits,
right?
And of course, I think we continue to see Brett Baty also struggle at second because he had a throwing error earlier in the game that ended up costing some runs. Because you look at McGill's, I don't think McGill had earned runs on Wednesday.
No, 4 innings though.
Well, because again, I mean, you have errors being committed behind you.
Yeah.
Some of the control wasn't great, 3 walks. But I mean, that's been the story of the infield. I feel like for the most of the start of the season is that you, like you said, you see a pitcher not necessarily give up any runs, maybe 1 or none runs, and they go 4 2/3, 5 1/3, 4 innings. That's because there's errors committed behind them. There's the inability to turn 2 sometimes for this infield. It didn't happen on Wednesday, but still, obviously Brett Baty isn't entirely comfortable at second base. I mean, that's been pretty evident so far through the season. And and this is a guy who has had holes in his defense at third already. So he's not he hasn't been a phenomenal defender at his natural position.
Rory with a birdie.
And he hasn't been one right now at second. So it's like, I mean, you got to look at someone else maybe at second or have him figure it out, Maybe put him back at third because throw Vientos at DH maybe because his bat has been just absolutely atrocious. Atrocity, dude. It's been an atrocity.
It's been an atrocity.
So I mean, yeah, you're a little upset with the loss. Obviously, at the end of the day, the Mets are still 8-4. They still took 2 out of 3 against Miami. You're going into this series against the A's here, and then you feel pretty good about taking 2 out of 3, which. Again, I mean, that's all you really want here is just winning these series is what we want to continue to do. So they're doing that. So you're happy. I think there's Canning on the mound tonight.
Any concern about him in Sutter Park in Sacramento?
I mean, maybe. But again, he's been a guy who has had.
This is a guy.
This is a guy. This is a game. He had an okay start against Houston, okay start against Toronto, I think, probably 8 1/3 innings combined there. So obviously you want to see some more length out of him. I think maybe he gave up 1 run against Houston, no runs against Toronto. So he's been keeping the ball in the park. We'll see if we can do that tonight. But again, I said an A's lineup. I mean, you should see, let's see 6 innings, 9 Ks. That's what I'm thinking.
Even with the park, no concern that you're gonna, he's gonna give up 3 or 4 at least.
Home runs?
No, runs.
Just runs in general. I mean, maybe. Yeah. I mean, if the way he's been pitching against Houston, against Toronto, I mean, he hasn't been giving up runs, so he hasn't been inducing a lot of contact. I think maybe he had 3 hits one game, 4 hits the other. So keeping it pretty solid. And again, I mean, this lineup isn't anything that's crazy. So why wouldn't he be able to get strikeouts?
And
bro, you get a lot of slack yesterday, by the way, on the show.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Like the Buck to call out. You had Ernie and Derpy, but talking about the Masters green polo.
Ernie always talks about that stuff.
I love that polo, dude.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, on the opening day of the Masters, you have to. But he's a different breed. I think we all know that. I was gonna ask though. Do you think there'll be a big on the field reunion between
Severino? What?
Severino and Senga? Not necessarily them two, but I'm saying Severino and the Mets.
Yeah, probably. I think he's pitching on Sunday.
Sunday, yes.
Yeah, Sunday. So yeah, probably. I mean, Sevy was good to us, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess a little disappointing in the playoffs, but that's
a little bit
what he does.
But yeah, again, I think he still pitched a great season. So, I mean, I was happy with his regular season. Definitely higher expectations. or I guess exceeded expectations, I guess is what I should say.
No, and it's I would say exceeded based on. I mean, I think it was a 7 ERA the previous season with the Yankees.
Yeah.
As we look at Rose hitting his tee shot here on 7, the par 4 playing 450 today. Looks like that's right down the pipe. I mean, a little right fade, but
maybe
not
right
really.
fade, but not really. See where he ends up, but he ends up on the fairway, obviously.
So a nice job there by your Masters leader, Justin Rose.
Carried 272. And we have Ernie actually, speaking of, he's going back to the caucasity word,
my
dude.
God.
His bat is dealing with major caucasity. No flavor, no spice, no pop, no nothing, he says. I don't know if he's referring to Vientos. And then he also says it's okay, Tony. Yankees got 5 hits.
But they got 7, Ernie. Come on. 4 runs, 7
I
hits.
live to make you stop and chuckle mid-top.
I mean, that's good. That's
dude.
good.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Yes.
JJ Spawn now teeing off here. He's 1 over, I believe.
2 over, just bogeyed.
Oh, you fuck. He's my sleeper.
And it looks like that's a similar
Going
trajectory,
left,
maybe
right,
a little
though.
more right. But right down the fairway.
Right there at the ball.
I mean, what was that? 271.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what else was interesting? I heard that I think Dan Grassa said this morning. So I mean, how much stock could we really put into it? Sure, but that it's not a certainty the A's will be back at Center Park. But it's like, where are they going to go?
Really? Where are they going to go?
They're supposed to play there for the next 3 seasons. No, he just kind of said that. So I don't know if it's one of him, talking out of the side of his mouth type of situation.
Why wouldn't they? You think it's more like the A's just don't want to be there? I mean, obviously,
maybe
you don't want to be there, but you kind of have to be there. What are their other options, right? I mean,
yeah, no, exactly. And I am seeing an article here, not regarding that, but they're on track for a June groundbreaking in Las Vegas. They cleared a significant hurdle last week when the Clark County Commission approved land use permits. There are some documents that still need to be completed and submitted, but there appears to be nothing major that would block putting shovels in the ground. And this would be a $1.75 billion, 33,000 person capacity ballpark intended to open for the 2028 season. And then it says locally, everybody knows this project is going to happen. Naturally, there's a lot of skeptics. There will always be skeptics, but there's a lot of people that make a living out of the question of success of sports venues, and that's what they actually do for a community. You're never going to eradicate that negativity. It's just out there.
That's a good point.
But it is just, I guess there really isn't an alternative, because I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if I'm just thinking of other places, and they probably wouldn't want to go there, but it just seems ridiculous that, we have to have not only 1, but 2 major league teams play in minor league stadiums. But I think the difference is George M. Steinbrenner Field seems well equipped to be, major league stadium minus the low capacity.
Right.
But this Sutter Park with the tent, the barn or whatever, the press conferences.
ASU, dude.
So it's just crazy that they have to be there for that long.
Thank you, Michael.
Coming off a successful edition of the Sportsport yesterday. Yeah. The Nike hat.
Most views in a while.
Yeah.
That's right, dude. You should maybe do the show more often, dude. You should do the show more often, dude. I'll stay home.
Oh, man. So what are your, at the end of the day, expectations, Tony, for this 3-game set this weekend in Sacramento?
I mean, taking 2 out of 3. I mean, winning this series. It's as simple as that. Obviously, I think JP Sears is on the mound.
Yeah, so not an easy assignment.
Not an easy assignment. It's not.
Doesn't overpower your velocity, but has movement, location.
Yes, and has pitched well. First 2 starts, I think 12 2/3. Maybe I think there's 4 earned runs there, maybe if that. So, he's got some good stuff. Obviously, you're coming off of a night or a Wednesday night where you had only 2 hits as a team. I mean, I'm looking for some bolster of offense here. I need Nimmo getting going. That's probably someone who I think really again, you're batting 4th. You should be hitting well right now.
Not hitting 100 or whatever.
190. And Vientos is hitting 115. Yeah. Those are 2 guys right there. Imagine if your 4 and 5 batters were hitting, that would be way better.
Sort of was hitting them out of the ballpark.
That would be better too, dude. I mean, it is kind of an interesting lineup that Mendoza keeps putting out there. I don't know if I really agree with it. Obviously, the Lindor leadoff is great, And we've seen, obviously, it work with Soto in the 2-hole because when Lindor gets on base, Soto can bring him home. Lindor has that speed as well.
But if he's just walking,
but if just walking out,
grounding out.
But again, I mean, if he walks, then you get Alonso up with 2 men on, and obviously we know that's been going well for them as well. But then you get past those 3 batters, and it's like Nimmo. If Alonso gets a single and you have bases loaded, I don't have many confidence in Nimmo. Not grounding out to the infield or to the third base, and everyone stays. And all of a sudden now you have a situation where we're not capitalizing on runners in scoring position. And then all of a sudden, you can see it in the lineup too. When that does happen, when you have a runner on with no outs, somebody gets that first out, everyone kind of tightens up a little bit. All right, now we have we can't really make any more mistakes here. And then all of a sudden it is another mistake. And then it's 2 outs and you can't even get the sac fly RBI anymore, So it's those things that kind of compound, I feel like, with the lineup here. And, the next 6 batters, the next, 5 batters after them are not hitting, the bottom half is not hitting. Senger occasionally. But I mean, he hasn't been great by any means. And so I don't know, man. I mean, the offense is really what I would like to see pump up in this series.
Yeah, because the pitching obviously has been carrying.
And
there are first. We'll start out on a lighter note. I guess Donna Lee, you're in the TCA chat, right?
Yeah.
If you have access, she said her and Josh just sent the picture of Tiger's son Charlie on her friend's lawn in Florida in the backyard. So if you want to pull that up.
The Twitter chat, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's get over here. Twitter.
As we look at Rory playing the 3rd hole here, 1 under on the day so far. I mean, how crazy is that though, right? That Charlie was right there.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, dude. Let's see. This is from 9:09 this morning.
She says she thinks it was the Honda Classic.
This morning, early this morning?
I think she said just now.
I mean, this is the TCA group. Is it the Discord, maybe?
No. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure she'll tell us, I guess.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll just go standby for now as Justin Rose hitting his 2nd shot into number 7, the par 4, and a little spin back. So not an easy 2-putt. He has an uphill putt there. She said it's in the TCA chat, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe you have to go farther back.
I mean, this is 6:30 in the morning right now. Oh,
I don't think it's that.
I don't think it's that either, dude. Maybe it's a different chat. I don't know. I mean, it says it's TCA chat. This is a TCA chat, so
I don't know. Maybe there's a little snag, I guess.
Maybe it's just the Twitter here. I'll check my phone, I guess.
Maybe Cord, Ernie says.
Maybe Cord. All right, let's go to the Discord. I don't know if I'm signed.
For Discord to talk some NBA.
Hilarious, dude.
No, it really was just, I'm sorry. That's just one of those organic things that honestly just gets me going, Tony. 10:41 a.m., but she didn't clarify if it's in. So, I mean, 10:41. I wonder if it shows up on my phone.
I mean, it didn't show up on my phone.
Let's see. It's not on my phone either. It's on the Discord, or I mean, I should have just checked the Discord.
I'm checking the Discord.
She does TCA chat, but I don't see it. I think she put it in a different. Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, it's not in the TCA chat. The last thing on the TCA is at 9:09.
No.
Now we're on Discord.
No.
Well, we'll get that eventually.
Yeah.
I was just trying to warm me up here because you did have a couple. You were talking about me getting a tough time with the comments yesterday. And between Ernie and Matthew Ryan, I guess it started with
oh my gosh,
the whispering in golf kills me. That was light, but then he says double use like back in the day. I don't know what he means by that. But then Matthew Ryan started it off basically.
Matthew Ryan says Mets suck, dude. And he says Juan Soto sucks. Mets get swept. I mean, he's not really talking anything valid. I mean, there's nothing really valid that even like convince me they're gonna get swept. Okay, convince me. I mean, they're 8-4 right now. The Mets have been playing really well. The A's suck. Like, what are we doing here, Matthew?
And then what are we doing? What do you think though about the next two? What happened to the great one, Soto, and then Ernie saying Barnes? We were told the lineup wasn't a worry. Remember that?
I mean, no, yeah, obviously, again, it is kind of ironic. Yeah, I mean, it's the exact opposite of what people really, I guess, dictated or anticipated from the Mets. Is that the rotation, the bullpen is doing
It's
great.
not a dictatorship.
And that the lineup isn't really red hot right now, even though you do have, Lindor and Alonso really rising to the occasion of this season, which is great. And I still, again, like want to point out, so didn't have any hits, which is like that happens. All right.
It's been happening.
I'm not going to
often.
sit here and say that Juan Soto sucks. Okay. Like, mind you, like, let's think about the grand slam they hit against Toronto. If it was Toronto, if I remember correctly, I think the Alonso hit. What happened? Like, Toronto was scared to pitch to Soto, so they walked him to load the bases, and it was a grand slam. I mean, that right there is, I mean, he's still a threat at the plate. People still think he's a threat. I mean, he still is adding things to the lineup. Yes, he's not hitting home runs that you want him to, or as many. But again, I mean, look at his stats. I mean, he is hitting well. He's not just hitting bombs right now, okay? And he really hasn't had any mistakes in the field,
TCA
dude.
chat now, by the way.
He's in the Twitter.
Yes.
Okay.
I put it in because Josh texted it to me.
Oh, that's very nice of him. So I mean, I think people should really pump the brakes, and to say that Juan Soto sucks, quite frankly, is just not true. What happened to the great Juan Soto? I mean, listen, it's 10 games, 12 games in, like, everyone calm down. All right. Vientos, McNeil, and Nimmo were all supposed to be the answer behind Soto. I mean, it does suck that McNeil has been injured, I guess. Because again, missing defense at second base. I mean, that would solve that problem right there.
Missing the most. Offensively, I mean, there's a chance he could revert, but he's been kind of weak with the bat the last couple.
He has been weak since winning the batting title, but mind you, he was a player that has the ability to win that batting title. So again, hopefully he can revert back to that year. And I mean, Vientos, which maybe not other people, but I kind of anticipated. I mean, a sophomore year coming off of a great season that he had. With 27 home runs, hitting big moments, big spots. I mean, you typically see decline after that type of year, especially in a younger player. Nimmo just sucks right now. I mean, there's no answer for that. He has just to do just way better than what he's doing right now. I mean, absolutely that.
And I was just going to say, I mean, I kind of was saying this all along, and obviously, like you're saying, of course, Soto doesn't suck. I mean, obviously, it's been a disappointing start. But I was saying, I mean, I think it's just going to take a year to get acclimated, a new team, different configurations in the outfield. I mean, I would say he'll be better than this, but what my first thought was when he signed that contract with the Mets that it was going to be a similar experience to like Carlos Beltran in the first year, where you look at the numbers and he did make the All-Star team as Rose misses a long birdie putt there, but will tap in for par to remain at 7 under. He hit 266, 16 homers, 78 RBI. So I'm sure it'll be better than that, but it'll be one of those things where you expected more, and then you look at what Beltran did the following year, 41, 116, 275. Right. So I think we'll see kind of a jump like that. Obviously it's a long-term contract. So, I mean, you're not, overly concerned on the first year, but I just think he's going to have a tough time matching the production in the first year that we saw him have with the Yankees last year.
Yes. No, I mean, you're right. I mean, again, historically, you see that does happen. And we do have Ernie, who's live on the line right now.
Bear, by the way, with a birdie on 3 to go to 5 under.
But also, Juan Soto, historically, April is one of his worst months of his
Besides
season.
last year.
Besides last year, yes. Ernie, you're live. What's up, bud? What do you want to talk about?
Ernie. Yeah.
So I had to call it in first. I'll be light first off, and back to what Barnes was talking about with the A's stadium. What I don't understand is why isn't Vegas and the A's? Why aren't they doing like the Twins did back in the day, or some of these teams did back in the day that they use this stadium for football? They just figured out a way to use it for baseball as well.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of having these teams playing these minor league parks, have them play in the stadium until you build your new stadium. And then you don't have any capacity worries. You don't have any weather worries. It's a dome. Like I think Vegas kind of dropped the ball. They should have just put some stands in the outfield and made the football field into a baseball field.
Yeah, I think it's just because it was built for football, so I don't know how the configuration would work, but I'm imagining it would be a poor configuration. That would be my guess, because otherwise I'm sure they would have done that already.
Yeah, it would be kind of ironic, too. Nice little reunion for them.
Right, exactly. And it's just crazy. I mean, obviously it's like they should have just stayed in, Oakland until it was ready, but I think they just didn't want to put any money into that dump of a Coliseum over there. And that's why they're playing in Sacramento. But I said this, earlier. I mean, it's crazy what a difference it feels like for the Rays playing where the Yankees play spring training versus where the A's are playing right now.
Yeah, no, it is a little weird how the difference is. But Tampa Bay, I think I always said Tampa Bay should just do a traveling year the first year, just not necessarily have a set home stadium. You know what I mean?
But it puts the team at a disadvantage, and at least with playing at Steinbrenner Field, it's right in their backyard. And they're probably drawing around the same crowd that they would in the other stadium, except it looks full, and it's just a better field.
And there's more Yankee fans that go to watch Tampa Bay anyway. So.
And I mean, it really talk about an advantage for us. Instead of having 6 games at Tropicana Field, to have 6 games at George M. Steinbrenner Field. I mean, sign me up every day of the week.
Oh, absolutely! It's another home game for us. It's like going to Baltimore and play.
Yeah. I don't know about you, Ernie, and what you think, Tony, but I do miss playing the division rivals 19 times. What do you guys think about that? Do you miss the extra 6 games?
Of course.
Yeah. I loved it.
I miss the older. I'm not gonna lie, I do agree with you. I like playing them 19 times, but at the same time, it kind of sets up for the years that like Toronto, Baltimore, and the Rays were just terrible, and the division was really between Boston and the Yankees. I mean, if you play 19 games, you're pretty much just giving up some W's at the depending on who you're playing. Like there was times with Baltimore so bad that we won 13 out of 19 or 14 out of 19.
I think we went 17-2 the year Glaber hit all those home runs.
Oh yeah,
I think
that's the year I was talking
Oriole
about.
killer.
So it's like,
Gary
but
Thorne.
You take a team like the Orioles, who are rough, and you take 17 games from them as a division rival. Kind of dampers the season. Now if you put 6, it makes for the series a lot easier. Let's say you go 4-2 against the division. Come playoff time, now it's a better series. Now it's like, oh, well, they went 4-2 throughout the season. They didn't go 17-2. Like Baltimore doesn't have a shot. Like,
yeah, you know what it is. The reason that made me think of this, and what you're saying, I completely agree with, is just that I was looking at the schedule. It's like, so we have 4 games with the Rays coming up next week, and then it's like, oh yeah, the only other time we go there is in August for 2 games, and that's the only time we play there. It's like, you know what I mean? It just comes and goes like really quick, but. Obviously they have an interesting schedule because they're trying to avoid the heat. I don't know why we're playing there in August, but still
the hot, the cold,
and it just like too with the Yankees, Red Sox stuff too. It just seems like you barely get to play them just because that's what we're used to for our whole life. But the only good thing is it does give you the opportunity to play every team in the league, which I guess, right? I mean, you should be able to do that.
You kind of want that, yeah. In my opinion, you want to be able to. Team in the league, you want to be able to win a World Series and say we played a series against everybody.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Now the second part of my call was for Tony.
Yeah. What do you got, dude?
So clearly I've been watching a lot of Mets games this year.
Great, I appreciate that.
Betting a lot. Hey, listen, I'll be honest with you. I clearly I'm a gambler, so I watch the games I bet on. Now. Dude, Soto's face, all right? And this is the thing that I wanted to talk to you about.
Soto's face.
So,
it's like I'm saying this.
Because it's like, dude, I'm no longer betting on him until All-Star break. Like, I'm not betting on Soto until the All-Star break. This is absolutely ridiculous. But if you see him in the box, right? You see him come up to bat. You see him take his swings. You see after the result of what happens. Dude, he does not look invested. Whether it's invested, I don't know what it is, but he just looks like he's over it already. Every at bat.
I don't know. I mean,
do you think there's any part of him that misses being in the Bronx?
No, I don't. I don't think so.
Ernie,
that's my question.
Ernie, do you think so?
That's my question. Do you
I don't. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I do not think so at all, dude. I think maybe whatever you're seeing is maybe the fact that he's upset with himself for not playing up to as hyped up as he is right now. But the fact of the matter is, I mean, he's still batting well. I mean, he's batting .279. He's got the second best average on the team. He obviously has not been hitting home runs, yes, but he has 4 doubles, which is good for second best on the team. Like, he's been right behind Alonso. He's our second best hitter on the team, basically. And he's been walked for nine times. He's been walked already this season. So I don't know. I mean,
Caddy, did you just see that? He did the
No.
grass in the air.
Oh, he did the grass in the air for Rory. Rory better fucking hit this hit. Like, better be a great shot now. But I think Soto. Listen, like obviously, like Brian was saying, like adjusting to a new team, adjusting to a new stadium here. I think we're going to see some time for Soto to adjust and start to get that power back. But I mean, again, I don't know, because what I see is, I see when he's on first, he's laughing, he's chatting up the team, he's chatting up the first base coach.
Is he focused?
He does seem focused. I mean,
he's chatting.
He's dialed in.
Asking, how the kids?
Everybody chats everyone up, dude. All right, let's not like get out of hand here, dude.
Saying, though, maybe you give that a break for a little bit to kind of get back to square one. No?
I think he should maintain his course. Don't change your mentality or what your focus is on necessarily. I think if you continue to have his good at-bats, and he still does. I mean, he is dialed in on the at-bats. He still has a tremendous eye, which is why he's able to work some walks, which is why he's able to hit doubles into the gap, okay? Right. So, I mean, I think he is dialed in.
I think the reason why he's hitting doubles in the gap is because he's not playing in Yankee Stadium anymore. So, if you really think about it, all of his warning track shots, like I was saying yesterday, he's pimped some shots where it's like, pow, and you see him stand there and look at the ball. And then he starts running. Then he's like, oh, shit, it's not Yankee Stadium. That's not gone. That's a warning track double. So, all of this that's happening at once, I really do think that if you look at the way he's playing right now and his demeanor, it looks like he's kind of regretting it a little bit, like a couple of those shots, it's a left center, right center. It's just like dipping at the track, and he just looks afterwards and he's just like, what the hell?
I mean, if you want to say it's regret and whatnot, you can if you want.
No,
I mean, I think that's.
The numbers speak for themselves, right?
No, yeah, that's absolutely right.
They do.
I mean, but if you want to assume he is already regretting his decision, you can do that. I don't think he is, and I think it'd be stupid if he did. Because at this point it's so early in the season. I mean, you know what? Just be better. And first of all, I'll take those doubles in the gap all fucking day. I know Yankee fans hate, they just want to see home runs every day. But in any case, I think he's going to be like, I gotta get better. I gotta get stronger. I gotta make those balls go off the warning track, over the wall. And that's the type of player he is. I mean, I don't think he's all of a sudden, because he left the Yankees, once was a bad guy. Now he's a piece of shit. Like, he doesn't want to play. He doesn't care about winning or whatever. Like, I think that's so far from the truth. He's a professional ball player, and I think he does want to do well, and he wants to win. Like, that's what most players do.
I don't think he regrets joining the Yankees. I think he regrets going back to the National League. He just looks like he's back in San Diego. He has that face, that attitude, that little swag that he's back in San Diego.
Perhaps,
and we could be honest. San Diego wasn't a great turnout for him.
No, it wasn't.
No, you look at the numbers. Yeah,
the numbers were not great
for him.
But I will say that Padres team was all fucked. I mean, Machado and Tatis too. I mean, Machado was someone who was in hot water with the Padres as he went over to the team, dude. It took him a while to kind of get into a good groove, and it just seemed like whatever it was, managerial or systematic somewhere. I mean, the culture there was not great. Tatis getting plunked for steroids too, breaking his hand, the motorcycle accident. I mean, there's a lot of nonsense going on over there with the Padres. But yeah, I mean, maybe he is thinking too. I mean, the National League is a lot harder. All right, this isn't the AL East. You have gauntlets to get through, like the Braves, like the Phillies. Not to mention, who comes out of the West. Mind you, the Padres are doing well right now. They'd be one of those teams, absolutely. So. Again, I think, like Brian said too, there's going to be some time for adjustment here. He's not playing bad. Everyone just thinks he's playing bad. He's not hitting home runs.
Yeah, but he's not playing $700 million worth of balls.
No, he's not. He's absolutely not.
Mediocre for him.
For him,
yes.
For him, it's mediocre. For the Mets, he's like the second best player we have right now. So I mean, like I'm happy with that. I mean, I think that again, I have confidence that his bat will come around. He will start playing up to his contract.
I just think, though, there is like a part of him, and I don't know if he realizes this now or not, but maybe, just didn't appreciate, his experience last year. Like there wasn't any issues. I feel like it's just like this offseason, he almost made these issues. And it's just like, I don't know. I just think he didn't, really give the credit that Aaron Judge deserved for hitting behind him last year, because I think it made a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, he could make the same argument that the Yankees didn't appreciate what they had with him. Like they do the same thing.
They wanted to keep him, but he didn't want to stay.
Well, they obviously didn't want to keep him as much as the Mets wanted him. So,
he also
what are you
gonna
do?
Bastard and needs a suite.
So
he could have been the highest paid player in franchise history by $350 million.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
like what he was asking.
The Yankees didn't want him to, so it's fine. I mean, again, like whatever happened, like it happened. Like he gave his offer, Yankees gave their offer, and they didn't meet in the middle. So it's he walked away. Like,
wouldn't you say? What did you say, Ernie? Being a car salesman yourself, that it more leans towards Soto didn't appreciate the Yankee experience, and it might be going through his head right now.
Put me in the fucking lot right now, Ernie. Okay, I'll sell you.
As a used car salesman, I'll tell you exactly what Soto is going through. Soto had a nice Honda Accord with 20,000 miles on it, could last forever, can last you a long time. Instead, he took the easy maintenance. Instead, he took the better deal and bought a Subaru, and in 2 years, he's going to be pissed. So
it's hilarious, honestly.
Okay,
it's crazy that the Yankee fans are stooping as low as to compare Juan Soto to a used car. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
It really is absolutely ridiculous. And mind you, here, I know you're comparing it that he's this is like him and the Padres. This is still a New York market. This is an East Coast market. He's going to start to feel the heat and the pressure, like undoubtedly. Like this is not going to. He's not going to be hitting. He's not going to have one home run for the entire year. Like he's not going to hit 10 home runs the entire year. Like he's going to get hot. He's going to hit the ball well, and he's going to continue to play like he is right now in terms of having a good average, working great at bats. Like. And
to your point, I get what you're saying. To your point, though, what if he finishes the year with under 25 home runs, under 100 RBI,
265?
That's bad.
Average
really bad.
In the New York market. Do you think he can handle that? Because he's going to come back next year, and let's say he starts off the year as slow as he starts off now. You are going to get boos. Like if he thought Yankee Stadium was going to boo him, Met Stadium will boo his ass if he doesn't get it together.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You're right. It's not San Diego.
It's not exactly. And again, Padres were obviously really upset with Machado. He's gotten booed there. You can definitely feel pressure. They're still a West Coast team who's in contention, right? So, I would like to think that he can handle it. This is why he's a professional player. I don't anticipate though that year again for him to bat 265 with under 25 home runs and under 100 RBIs. That would be really bad. I don't think that would happen. But if that is the case, we said it. Even Brian was comparing it to who'd you compare it to?
Beltran.
Carlos Beltran. There it is. The following year he comes up and has a stellar season. That could happen. He could rise to the occasion like that. It would be unfortunate for this year for him to not live up to the hype of his contract. But again, I don't anticipate that. If it does happen, like you said, Ernie, in this instance, I do think the following year he'd come out swinging hard and heavy and have better results. He's still so young.
I get that.
And Ernie, before you go, I just wanted to ask you, I forgot if we talked about this or not, because I've asked so many people, and I was going to ask Tony about this. What do you think about Devin Williams? You think he deserves a couple more cracks, or would you like to see him, maybe temporarily removed from the closer role?
No, give him a couple more cracks. The same thing that we said about going from the National League to the American League with Soto. From the American League to National. It's the same thing with Devin going from the National League to the American League. There's going to be a lot of batters he hasn't faced. There's going to be a lot of lineups he hasn't faced, a lot of teams he hasn't faced. It's new still, give him some time. I think Devin has shown that he's a good enough closer to figure it out, but it's new. He's facing people he's never faced before. He's dealing with at-bats he's never dealt with before. Do I think we should have gave him the closer role straight out? No, I think Weaver earned that last year, and I think Weaver should stay in that role as last year, and use Williams as a setup guy, 7th, 8th inning guy until Weaver shows that he isn't who we think he is. But I don't think we should be panicking on Devin Williams yet. I don't hit the panic button there yet.
Yeah,
Mariano didn't come out fired. Even when we got Chapman, the first time we got Chapman, he didn't come out firing. A lot of our closers that we picked up that were big numbers never really came out firing. Eventually, they came out.
Yeah, I think the one thing I'd like to see him work on though is the fastball. To me, it's looked a little mediocre. Lack of movement. Maybe a tick. Or too lower velocity wise than you'd like. But yeah, I think at least, one more opportunity here, but I just don't want to give him too many opportunities early. And then he blows 4 or 5 saves. And it's like, you never know when you're going to need those wins later in the season. So that's the only thing I'm concerned about, but I guess we could do a wait and see approach for now. And I expect him at some point to turn it around. It just depends how quickly, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens.
It's also like you said, it's also like we talk about these guys all the time. Rather get it out early.
Right.
Have your
Right.
struggles early. Go through everything you got to go through early, so that way after the All-Star break, you're locked down. You're comfortable. You're in your routine. You're doing everything you got to do, and now you're better. It's still the beginning of the season, like Tony said for the Mets and all their pitchers and players. Like, it's still only 12 games in. You know, he still has to acclimate to playing in New York. You know, Devin has to acclimate to playing in New York. We've seen pitchers come from other teams come to New York and just not be able to deal with the media, not be able to deal with the expectations, not be able to deal with a lot of that. So, you know, it still falls into it's still early.
Yeah.
Time frame.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And
Mm.
then the only other thing I was just going to ask you is, 3 games set against the Giants. Going to be a little cold, little rain this weekend. Giants have been playing well. What do you think? Kind of just the common narrative here. Let's just take 2 out of 3 and get the offense going to the way it was last time we were at home.
Yes, and Judge hits 2 out in the series. Chisholm gonna hit 1 out. Yeah, we should be fine. I'll say 2 out of 3. I'm a real when it comes to baseball season. I can care less about streaks. I can care less about how many in a row. I want series wins all season long. That equals out to 100 wins a season. I don't care if we drop 1 out of every 3 or 1 out of every 4. I could really care less as long as we win the series.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them get back on the diamond this weekend. That's for sure. So we'll have to see what happens. But as always, Ernie, we appreciate you calling in, and we'll definitely talk soon.
Anytime, guys. And I just wanted to say one more thing to Tony before I left. Long game, Papa. We traded for Grisham. We didn't trade for Soto, baby.
We'll see, dude.
Thanks, Ernie.
Have a good weekend, Ernie.
And that is the great Ern Dini, Tony. So a couple of things here. So first, we've had a little activity at the Masters. Rose is going to have a good birdie look there on number 8 to get back to 8 under. But Ludwig Aubert and Bryson DeChambeau have picked up birdies themselves. So Aubert to 5 under, 2 shots back of Rose, and DeChambeau 4 under, 3 shots back. So those are the guys we talked about. Having a chance here, to be in this thing along with Scotty Scheffler. So be interesting to see. We're going to keep an eye on that. And I just wanted to ask you kind of what I just asked Ernie. It's been ugly for Devin Williams, 12 ERA so far. Just has not looked comfortable out in the mound. What's your thought there in terms of, how long of a leash you give him, and even just not on a permanent basis, but just a temporary basis to maybe go with Luke Weaver as closer?
Yeah, I mean, like Ernie said, I guess you do have to give him some time to adjust. But I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like he said too. I mean, I was a big Luke Weaver fan last year.
Oh,
I mean, like, how can you not do? The guy not only pitched well and like really, helped bring your team to the World Series,
right?
But he just brings so much like emotion to the game.
Yes.
You can really tell, you can really feel him on the mound when he's pitching. And like he said too, I mean, the kid certainly earned the spot for a closer, dude. Like, God. And obviously, I mean, look at him still right now, dude. He's your setup guy, and he's still
lights out.
It's just whatever role you put him in, he understands what the role is, why he's in it, and he's just doing his job. Like he's not even thinking
Rose
I should be the closer here. Like, oh, this is my job. Or no, he's just got a great attitude, probably a great clubhouse guy here. I would give him a shot right now while Devin kind of like.
Yeah, because I was just saying, it's like, who knows? I mean, you never know how a division will play out. It could be tight. It might not be. But it's like, why give up games in April that you might need, come the end of the season based on playoff position, not even maybe the division, but in the whole league, home field advantage, all of that stuff. But I know they're going to at least give him one more opportunity. But if it's a train wreck, I mean, just do it temporarily. Put the egos aside. Things don't need to be set in stone. You can go back to it. But I like the way Luke Weaver looked so far, even with a little decrease in velocity. So, it's been cold. Yeah. So that's what I would say. And as far as, speaking of cold, it'll be a little chilly this weekend. Tonight, probably some rain during the game against the Giants. Tonight, it's going to be a pitching matchup of Robbie Ray versus Marcus Stroman. So obviously a couple of things you think about there. Stroman, just giving you that 5 to 6 innings, 3 runs or less. The offense back at home, despite it still being cold, I think the high today is 49. She'll get colder as the night moves along, the rain. But, you should be able to score 4 or 5 runs at least. And I know it's Ray, a left-hander. You've had some trouble against left-handers this season. But back to that basic approach, not everything needs to be a home run and just swinging at good pitches. And I think if you do that, you're going to be able to, come out on top tonight. And it just starts with Stroman. I mean, don't get hammered. We've had very few quality starts this year other than Max Fried's dominant performance last time out. So that's what I would look for tonight. And then, the games over the weekend, you got Will Warren on the hill tomorrow, matched up against Jordan Hicks. So Hicks has actually pitched well so far, 2.38 ERA. Warren had the great first start, struggled against Pittsburgh last time. Kind of the same thing as Stroman. I think he could pitch even better. I think he can give you 2 runs or less and possibly give you 6 innings. So, and Jordan Hicks was great his first start, a little up and down last time. But again, just wait for your pitches. I like that he's right-handed. So, that's a game that, really you have an opportunity. I know that the Giants are 9-3, but you have an opportunity, I think, to sweep here because your offense just has looked great at home, and you really want that to carry over. The one tough game will be Sunday, though. Logan Webb has been outstanding, and he dominated the Yankees in San Francisco last year. 1.89 ERA, Tony, going up against Rodon. So with Rodon, obviously the whole narrative there, keeping the emotions in check, not giving up the big blow.
The big blow.
And again, being patient against Webb. You don't want to look at the box score and see 10 strikeouts to 4. Swing at good pitches, make good decisions, and you're going to need your best out of Rodon. So I feel good about the offense. The question will be this weekend, what is the pitching going to give you? And it may not be a Max Fried 11 strikeout performance, no runs, but, you just want it to be better than it has been, up to this point. But definitely not an easy task, but it's just good to be back at home. So we'll have to see what happens. And I did mention, the changes at top. Justin Rose moving to 8 under. So now a 3-shot lead on O'Bear and 4 shots clear of Corey Connors, Bryson DeChambeau, and Scotty Scheffler as we look at Rose here with his tee shot on number 9. And let's see what we got here. Fritzing around with the club a little bit, not really so much addressing the ball, but he goes back here. And I mean, that looks pretty solid. He's been very steady with the driver off the tee.
Very, very steady. And I think it's because of the way he is kind of approaching these shots. He is very methodical right now. Yeah. Great tempo. Every time. Same deal too.
Yeah. And then
Max Homa.
Also Eaton. Michael saying, how about Mike Trout though, having a great year so far? Just hit 2 runs. Was that yesterday? Against the A's.
Was it yesterday?
I think so.
Oh, good. It was against the A's. Good. Yeah, good. He is obviously, I think he has 5 home runs on the season so far. The A's off to a good start, I guess, in general, too, right?
1-5 at home, though. And this was was actually at the George M. Steinbrenner Field playing against the Rays.
Wow. Obviously, Trout, you would anticipate him to do well.
Only hit 205 with 5 homers. So
205.
If he hits
average.
it's out.
Built for Yankee Stadium, Brian.
At one time, it made it seem like that was a certainty. But
I know, which is kind of funny for the New Jersey kid, but
A's 5-8, by the way.
A's are 5-8, dude.
Yeah,
they have some good. I think their shortstop has been hitting really well. I think Langoliers has been hitting all right too. So, they have a couple good hitters right now. I think they have someone who has 6 home runs. To be honest,
Rooker has 4. Soderstrom has 6.
Soderstrom.
And Wilson. That's Jacob Wilson.
That's their shortstop.
Is hitting 396.
That's their shortstop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see about that though.
Miguel Andujar, 3 homers, or not 3 homers, 3 RBIs, hitting 289. They also have Gio Urshela hitting 182.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously the whole thing this weekend, you want to win these series. So I'm sure there'll be a lot to discuss regarding that on Monday. But if we could go now to the world of the National Hockey League.
Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores. Captain with the overtime winner. That's the nail break. It's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping. Rink Washington made the full split save.
Are you kidding me?
Turn. Side of the net. Between the legs and they score.
right. So like we talked about in the open, a little too late. And also, I guess a typo here on ESPN. So the Rangers, 9-2. But it says on Thursday night for their third straight victory when they had lost the previous 2 games.
Really?
Yeah.
On ESPN says that?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big kerfuffle.
Go to the article.
Where does it say?
Gamecast.
Okay, yeah.
And then click on the article right there. You could even see it actually at the bottom of that. But yeah.
For the third straight victory.
I mean, that's pretty bad, no?
Yeah.
I mean,
was it the Islanders that would have won third straight victory? It says Brett Berardi scored twice, but with Panarin, New York Rangers trounced, by the way. Trounced the New York Islanders 9-2 on Thursday night for their third straight victory. Maybe they meant like specifically against the Islanders.
This is their fourth, though. They went 4-0 this year.
That's right.
So, I mean, who wrote that article? Salvatore?
It just says by AP. I don't even think it's a fucking article that ESPN wrote. I think they ripped it off of the
doesn't
AP.
even say who played
AP News,
who wrote
NHL.
it. Yeah.
So if you go to the AP News, does it take you to the article? Because we should.
Mercogliano?
Oh, he would never, dude. Yeah, it's so weird. I guess Rangers visit Hurricanes 7 hours ago. All right, here we go. Yesterday, 9-2 romp. This is by Scott Charles. Scott Charles. First straight victory, dude. Scott Charles of the Associated Press. You should do a little bit more research, okay? Be a little more diligent.
And
okay,
the Islanders had lost their previous game as well.
So no one's on a 3-game win streak.
And speaking of like mistakes, I guess it's Tyler Soderstrom. Josh B says,
Oh, yeah.
And then Ernie says, "See you guys Monday" with the crying emojis, the hockey Lundqvist.
Yeah,
and then Matthew Ryan says,
can't do
"Rangers
it.
suck." LOL. That wasn't a plus. And I mean, listen. I mean, the one thing
is
I
what
would
it
say,
is.
I mean, he is right. I mean,
Yeah, Devils are in the playoffs.
and the Rangers have sucked this year. I mean, that's unfortunately that's what it is. So I mean, I think I kind of asked you this in the open, but was it almost annoying seeing type of game?
Yeah, no, it definitely was
What could have
annoying,
been?
dude. Yeah, I mean, not for nothing. Like Brett Berard having 2 goals, Panarin having 2 goals, Trocheck playing well. The power play going well is awesome. I think they had 2 power play goals, maybe. But I mean, it's just like everything was going well, dude. I mean, the first goal they had, I'm trying to remember who scored. Was it Panarin's first goal, maybe? Let me just double check here, see who the first goal was. Oh, it was by Mika. Dude. Oh, that's right. The Mika, Miller, Cooley line here. Like if you watch that shift, I mean, they just they cause a turnover in their own zone here, which is great. They retain possession and they just the passes up, like literally like the pass out of their own zone to JT, whoever it was, and then JT to I think to Mika or JT to Cooley or whoever. Like the passes were on a rope, dude. Like literally, like everything that's been going wrong, right? Because we've been talking about the turnovers in our own zone because we passed like morons. We've talked about the inability to enter the offensive zone to get through the neutral zone because we pass like morons. It's beautiful passing. Mika scores at the end of it. And it's like, we literally could have seen that all year long. And yes, I know it's the Islanders you're playing against, but we lost games to worse teams this year because you were not passing. And I don't know what it was, but they were just very crispy, like on top of it. The Trocheck power play goal was sick. He literally just took it himself, and he was in tight with the goaltender Humberg, or whoever the fuck the Islanders goalie was at the time. And he just, again, just took control of the play and scored. And we didn't really see Trocheck do that for a ton of times this year. Yes, it's his 24th goal, solid, whatever. But he didn't really have those moments, those shifts where he really takes control of the play on the ice, dude. And then same thing with Panarin. I mean, obviously Panarin, again, to go back to the good passing and just entering the offensive zone with some like speed and tenacity, dude. Like that's what happens. You end up fucking scoring, okay? And you put up 4 in the first period because you're getting shots on goal and they're quality chances. And it's like this is the talent that we should have seen game 1 of the year. Like this is what we should have been seeing all year long.
Yeah.
Because this is what the roster should have done. This is what the roster was constructed to do, to play like this. And again, these are guys like, again, Panarin, Trocheck, Even Lafreniere scored 2. Those are guys you were expecting to be, game-changing players this season, and they really weren't. Again, obviously, Panarin, 37 goals in the year. It's good numbers. But
Hollow.
it is hollow because you're missing the playoffs. Of course, it's going to be hollow. So there is a sense of like, where the hell was this? It's tough, dude. It really is tough. And again, it's just like, because those first 2 lines were doing so well, you get that trickle down action. Brett Berard is getting good looks now because the Islanders are on their fucking heels all game. You're getting Matt Rempe, who's skating well, had that sweet behind the back no look pass to Berard for a goal. Like, that's just like the gelness, the chemistry you want to see all year long. And it just goes to show, if the superstars of your team, the guys you were paying a lot of money, if they were just playing like they should have played, we would have had an entire roster just absolutely ripping it all year long. But instead we're golfing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and I guess I was looking at it before, so it would be that they would need to win out and the Canadians would need to lose out. So any Canadian overtime loss will end the season for the New York Rangers in terms of the playoffs.
Which sucks, dude. And I don't know who they're playing next. I imagine they're playing today because I think they were off yesterday, the Canadians, right? Oh, they're playing the Senators, dude.
Oh, okay.
Canadians, I believe, are on the 6-game win streak right now. I think they're 7-3 in their last 10. So maybe 7-2-1 or something like that, or whatever it is.
A little update here from Augusta. Rose playing number 9. Did hit a green in regulation. Pretty good shot, but rolled down the hill. So we'll have a lengthy birdie try there to try to get to 9 under. And then Bryson DeChambeau has joined the group at 5 under with Ludwig Aubert after a birdie on number 4. So Bryson in the mix, both him and Aubert, 3 shots back. And then you have Scotty and Corey Connors at 4 under. And then also at 3 under is Hatton and Im. So, some bigger names at top, and obviously a lot of guys still have to tee off today, including the defending champion and 2-time Masters champion, Scotty Scheffler, a 1:23 tee time. Corey Connors, who's also at 4 under, will tee off at 12:22. But you could tell this is shaping up to be yet another, Tony, great day of golf at Augusta National.
Yeah, dude. I wish I was there right now.
Yeah, I know. Lottery next year. Have to do it.
Yeah,
we try it.
Honestly,
and probably will
right?
be soon to put in your name.
Is it just as simple as that? You just put your name in,
I'm
dude.
pretty sure. I'll ask. I'll text Riley because he did it before, so I'm sure he still probably puts his name in just for shits. But
you think they don't cap it off at any point, right? Or anything like
I doubt it. No.
Man, that'd be so sick, dude.
Heading to Augusta,
dude.
like unbelievable.
Would you bring the green polo?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
But I also would get like unlimited merch, basically.
Yeah. I wonder if the merch prices are still like the old prices back in the day, like for the concessions.
No, I know my shirt was like $90 or something when I got it.
Oh,
but I mean, it's worth it. Are you kidding me? Like I would pay $190 for it. Honestly.
Really? How about $290?
Yeah,
$390.
Yeah. Do I get a free set of clubs too? Or? Oh man, but yeah, definitely going to be some great golf here. And I just wanted to see who. This is Aubert here. Different outfits.
Yellow polo, yes.
This would be to get within 2. This is a long uphill birdie.
No.
Putt. Wow. And okay.
What the fuck?
This is why we're not a professional golfer. But
Holy
that was
shit,
actually
dude.
a pretty good birdie attempt there from Aubert. I mean, a little long, but I would imagine that's about 5 feet or less to remain at 5 under par, Tony.
Like, get the ball tracker on that one, dude. That was a ridiculous path that ball took.
Yes.
We thought it was way off.
Yeah.
We didn't even think it was making it over that hill.
I know. So definitely exciting stuff there.
Yes.
But see, it looks like, what do we got? Is it a 6er?
We got a
or 5-pack?
Yeah.
So the holiday 5-pack for a Friday edition of the Frozen Frenzy.
Right you are, Brian. Of course, this Frozen
Frenzy,
dude. It is
brought to you
bittersweet. I almost don't even want to talk about it, but I will, because it is brought to you by the Hirsch Law Firm. Let's get started around the NHL here. We'll start with Montreal visiting Ottawa. A Canadian friend here as the Senators take on the Canadiens here. We know the deal. Montreal plus 115. Obviously, Ottawa in there in terms of that wild card spot. And they clinched that first wild card spot as well. So they're really not necessarily playing for anything at all. So it could be a win here for Montreal. And they're bringing that 6-game win streak into tonight. against Ottawa, and they're looking to sweep Ottawa on the regular season here. Do they tonight, Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Nail in the
just put
coffin.
us out of our
Honestly,
misery. Merch, draft position, all of that. $90 polos. But I would say give me the Canadiens shutting out the Senators for the sweep. Mountain View, 39 of 39 in that. 4-0 Canadians in the under. Justin Rose just missing the birdie putt. Will play his front 9 at 1 under par as he heads to number 10.
And I will also take Montreal here. The games between these two teams have gone over 2 out of the last 3 times, so I'll hammer the over here. I think the Canadiens could put up 4 easily. Senators maybe score 2 there. Montreal 4-2 the victory and the over. Next game is going to Tampa Bay as the Lightning, a hot team, take on the Detroit Red Wings here. Detroit plus 240. Watch out there for the underdog. Over under 6.5. Tampa Bay dropping 3 of the last 5, just like Detroit here. Lightning obviously not playing for much either. Honestly, is Detroit even? What do you got for this game?
Yeah, the Lightning are just better. John Pollock still having the funeral for the Detroit Red Wings. The season of what could have been is Rory comes up pretty short in a birdie putt. But yeah, I think adding Emily, we know what the Lightning do. I think Vasilevsky turning back the clock, 29 of 29. 3-0 Lightning and the under.
I would say maybe take the dog here because Detroit could sneak past, but Tampa Bay at home just is so good, dude. Overtime, why not? I'll say 3-2. Maybe Braden Point gets that 40-second goal he's looking for. So give me, what is that? T-Bay and the under. Dude, next game, still 7 p.m. It's going to Prudential Center here. The Devils take on the Pittsburgh Penguins, buddy. The Pittsburgh Penguins here plus 160 on the road here, over under 5.5. Obviously, the Devils here in the playoffs, no worries. Coming off a 7-2 loss to Boston, a little bit ugly there, very physical. As I would imagine this matchup is as well. Obviously, history between these two teams. What do you got here for tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to say give me the Penguins. Fuck you, Matthew Ryan. Just having a good time. But Penguins, end of the season, Crosby has had a pretty good year. 31 goals, 56 assists. I think he's got 3 points tonight to get to 90. I'm going to say a goal and 2 assists. I think the Penguins win this game 5-3. So give me Pittsburgh in the over.
I like that call there. Obviously, listen, New Jersey, good. Pittsburgh is still a really good team, though. Obviously, they're going through some things this season, which is why they're outside looking in. But you said Crosby having a great year, 87 points on the year. He loves that number. But they're hot off that 5-0 win against Chicago. I know it's Chicago, but nonetheless, dude, they can score. I say they put up a 4 spot against the Devils. Devils, maybe they score 1, to be honest. Maybe, if that. Give me Penguins and the under next game. The Sharks are going to Edmonton to play the Oilers here. Edmonton just snapped St. Louis win streak here. They beat for 3. The Sharks, I think, are on a 7-game.
But lost 8-7 in overtime last night out against Minnesota.
Ridiculous. Obviously, tough OT loss. Your boy, Connor McDavid and the Oilers. What do you got here for them tonight?
Yeah, it looks like Draisaitl, I think, should be good to go for this game as well.
I think he played the last game.
It just listing him day to day, so he probably did play the last. No, he hasn't played since the 3rd.
Wow.
Last time he played the Sharks, he had an assist. I think he has a hat trick in this one. I do like picking the Sharks, but the Oilers at full strength now, not messing around, ready to get back to the Stanley Cup and hoist the trophy. I'm going to say 9-3. Oilers in the over. Draisaitl hat trick. McDavid 5 points.
Oh my goodness. No, I agree there. Obviously Sharks suck. Oilers too. Give me Corey Perry. Why not? With 2 goals and an assist, leading the team to victory here. Oilers 5, Sharks 2. Give me Oilers and the over. Next game here as we're dwindling down to our final game of this Friday night, 10 p.m. Calgary. Another game in Canada. They're taking on the Minnesota Wild here. Obviously, we just recently beat the Sharks 8-7 OT. The Flames, losing 3 of the last 5 games. But hey, man, pretty good home record here, 20-12-6. Not bad for the Calgary Flames here. Does that take into account here tonight?
Yeah, Minnesota, while they are good on the road, I mean, 7 goals to San Jose last time.
Kind of crazy.
So I think the Flames, Kadri, Hooper Dow, Hooper don't. I think, I think they get the job done here. I'm going to say a tight one, overtime for Dow, game winner, 4-3, Flames in the over.
I'm going to go Minnesota. Why not? And they are favored at -125 here. Obviously, Marc-Andre Fleury started against the Sharks, so I don't know. Maybe it's just him, Gustafsson, if you will. I'm sure we'll be starting tonight. Dude, I see he gets the shutout, 6-1 of the year. Minnesota, 2. Calgary, nothing. Give me Minnesota and the under.
And just like that, it is your Friday edition of the Frenzy.
Bang.
As we get down the home stretch here, the bittersweet home stretch of the NHL season.
Yeah. It's all right.
Justin Rose on 10 off the tee. This is looking like it's going to be another pelt right in the middle of the fairway. A downhill roll here. So Justin Rose setting himself up well here on number 10 as he looks to build on a 3-shot lead.
I'm on Aubert right now. I'm on JJ Spawn.
Now I'm on Aubert.
So
you're up.
Yeah, he's going to leave it short. Is that the par 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to leave it short, roll off the green, off the back, or the front, I should say.
Wow.
Yeah, not good.
It's crazy though, the speed of these greens sometimes. Like, you don't get any.
I wouldn't stand a chance, dude.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way.
What would you guess, honestly, playing the same tees? Like, what would the score be?
I mean, a par 3 like that.
No, but the whole round, I'm saying. I'm thinking
150.
That's what I was gonna say.
Like, again, I can probably get to the green, but you're looking at like a 5 putt.
Yeah.
Like the way these greens are, unbelievable, dude. It's crazy, and that's the thing I struggle with is reading greens too. It's just and these things are ridiculous, dude.
So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a fascinating weekend. Crowning a champion on Sunday evening. Now
it's very evening.
If you had to give me somebody, we said after the first day, it's been 8 straight times the guy's been in the top 5 to be donning the green jacket on Sunday. But right now, if you had to give me somebody that's outside of the top 5 currently, who would you say has the best chance right now?
Let's see. Outside the top 5. I will say Jason Day surprised me yesterday.
I thought he sucks.
He does suck, though. He's going to eat shit today. It's not my pick. I mean, Jesus. I mean, you could go the classic Rory Morikawa, but I'm going to say Victor Hovland. He's tied for 9th right now.
Tied for
9th right now, dude, with a slew of other golfers. And I guess is he through 6 today at 2 under today? 1 under today, 2 under total through 6. I feel like if he picks up in the back 9, makes it, maybe you see him at 4 under at the day, puts him in a good position. I feel like maybe Hovland. I feel like that's a guy too. We also anticipated some better years from here, but is a little bit lackluster. I don't think he has any wins this season, right? I don't know if he has many top 10 finishes, to be honest, dude. I'm sure there's maybe a couple. Let's actually look it up. You got me curious now.
I was actually going to look it up myself.
Oh, really, dude?
But you're on
it. I'm already on it, dude. Top 10 finishes. Oh, this is career. Sorry, season. The season, dude. Oh, does he? I guess he does have 1 win. And he has 2. He has 1 top 10 finish, I guess, which his last one was the Valspar, dude.
Yeah. So no, he's definitely due.
Go. Yeah, absolutely.
For myself here,
what do you got?
I'm gonna say Xander Schauffele. I mean, he's 2 under through 6. Obviously, he's 7 back right now. But things change on a dime. I mean, who's to say?
That's right.
Justin Rose could finish today 12 under, or he could finish 5 under. I mean, you really don't know what's going to happen. The one thing that we do have in our favor is the outstanding weather this week. We're high of 70 today, fully sunny. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high of 67. Sunday, fully sunny, high of 70. I mean, that's ideal. Great. And we've seen it was last year when Tiger had to withdraw because of the rain and all.
Oh yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah.
Wearing that like baseball, that Nick cap and stuff. So we've been gifted outstanding weather here at Augusta National. What do you think Rosie's thinking here on 10?
I think he wants to pluck one in here and get to the clubhouse, start drinking, dude.
On 10, he's going to go right to the clubhouse. He's not going to finish.
I don't know. I feel like he's just not really thinking much. He's just thinking, just one hit at a time, one stroke at a time.
I would think Morgan Stanley's hosting him for dinner tonight. No?
Oh yeah, dude, definitely. I mean, yeah, a little refresh. I don't know why. Maybe the internet's getting a little rough here.
Just when we, just wanted to see one little shot.
I know, dude. Send us off here. This is, oh man.
I mean, but obviously bunkers to your right, heavy,
and then heavy downhill in front of the green.
You'd imagine you want to land this on the back, I would think.
Yeah.
So we'll see what Justin Rose decides to do here. As we have
Great
the
tempo.
ball in the air.
Looked a little short. I don't know though.
He's biting his bottom lip.
Oh.
But you know what? On that,
Stop.
Okay. I was gonna say like he doesn't want the downhill putt, but now he has an uphill chip. It's unbelievable how it moves that quick. I mean, that just moved 20 yards
easily, dude. I mean, there's that
Sideways.
just goes to show you here. There's zero room for error, dude. They absolutely you pay for any little mistake you make here.
Rory off the chipping green on number 6. Looks like a pretty good.
That's a nice roller.
So he'll have a par putt there to remain at 1 under par. Obviously wants to get going here.
Here's JJ. Same
to get
shot.
Back into contention as they have McIlroy score up there for
dude,
JJ.
I've noticed a couple mistakes in this broadcast, dude. Not great.
Jim Nantz isn't on this broadcast.
That's right.
Spawn.
Oh, he
looks
sticks
like
it.
that will stick. So he's gonna have a lengthy birdie putt there. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I guess. I mean, Rose will have to chip that. At one point, it was a question of would he putt it as we get Aubert on 6 chipping. And that one's a little shorter than Rory's. I mean, that's probably almost 10 feet, maybe 8.5, 9 feet. Aubert will look to because that'll be a par
putt. Yeah, that'll be a par putt.
So we'll see if he can once again have ice in his veins as he has early on in his Augusta National career.
Dude, it's crazy that on that hole too, that Homer just stuck the same shot that JJ Spawn did, but it's like Justin Rose was like, I don't know, maybe 15 feet to the right and had so much of that rollback.
Yes,
if he just hit it maybe a little bit more left, I guess it would have been flatter ground because those balls just plunked there.
Yeah,
it just did not move at all.
I mean, the backspin has a lot to do with it as well, with the slope of the green. I mean, it really is unbelievable. The stuff that we see here. I'm surprised that Bryson is not part of the feature group coverage.
I know he is playing right now, right?
He is playing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't know.
And his only
PGA
a few
live,
stops.
I don't know.
No. I don't think that's what it is.
Well, I don't think that maybe a little bit of.
Well, because it's not the PGA, and he's picked up another birdie. And this is like a travesty that he's now 6 under, 2 shots back of Rose. Who might struggle to get par here, but he has birdied 3 out of the last 4 holes, or 3 out of his first 5, however you want to say it, and he's currently on the par 3 number 6
birdie machine.
So Bryson was a guy we said to watch out for.
I mean, once he gets going, it's like he's running downhill. Like he'll keep that up, dude. So, like you said, once he gets going, dude, it's going to be tough here as we see Ashke putting for par here. I don't know, maybe 8 feet. And sinks it. So
Ashke with a big putt there to remain at 1 under par. Had that one blemish on number 4. The cut line has moved to 2 over par, which is very important because you have a couple major champions sitting right on that line: Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, Bernard Langer, who hasn't teed off yet, as well as Keegan Bradley. And then you look at the guys outside the cut line right now: John Rahm, who's even through 4 today, 2017 champ Sergio Garcia +3 on his round through 8 today, +3 overall. Phil Mickelson +3, tees off at 112. Tony Finau tees off at 145. Further down the list, 2013 champ Adam Scott +4 overall, -1. So he's got some work to do. If he's looking to stick.
Oh my God! Aubert misses the par putt.
So he's going to move back to 4 under par, which will be a tie for 3rd with
so
Connors
annoying,
and Scheffler.
And we've seen Aubert do that many times this season. Those short putts, just I don't know, misreading the green or
speed of the green.
Oh my God, dude! It's just it's tough, dude. That's been a thorn in his side, no doubt, this year.
Yeah.
As we see Justin Rose taking this chip
Let's see
here.
what Rose does with this chip. Not an easy shot, but he hits that.
Oh, my God,
I mean, the
dude.
performance of the 44-year-old Englishman, Tony, has been nothing short of superb so far through these 27 holes.
I mean, you really can't draw that one up any better, dude.
Yeah.
Other than getting it in the hole.
he's got DeChambeau breathing down his neck, but it looks like he'll be able to get that one in for par as Aubert disappointingly makes that bogey putt to go back to 4 under.
I mean, you can't be doing that at a par 3 like that, too. I mean, and you do you recover, bad tee shot, you're short of the green, you chip on where it's a very makeable putt here, and you just leave it a little bit left of the hole here.
Yeah.
That's tough, dude.
Yeah. But this is great stuff. I mean, I would say from a live, perspective on the Sportsport, Tony, I don't know if you could top this.
You really can't, dude.
I mean, obviously, we love watching baseball. It's not going to be on in the morning unless
Right.
they're playing in Japan.
Mhm.
But there's just something about it being Augusta National. And isn't it crazy, though, like how quick it will go that Monday we'll be saying the full year? I mean, really, though,
dude.
right?
I mean, honestly, it feels like yesterday we were saying the full year, you
Yeah.
know, like, so it does
Now
come
it's-
back quick. So,
But then now we're here. And then we gotta-
Let's just focus on the round today, all right, dude?
we don't want to have the funeral already as Spawn picks up a par there on number
Ugh.
10. And let's see. So other than that, is there binge buddies later?
No
binge buddies.
We're
Okay.
doing Tuesdays only.
Tuesdays
right? So,
only. Gotcha.
So no binge. We'll be chilling. And yeah, dude. On the weekend,
anything
Masters.
on-
brewing?
Yeah, for the weekends.
Oh yeah, actually, I'm gonna go to Jersey tomorrow to visit Jay.
There we
the
go.
Birthday, you know.
Gotcha.
Jay also recently moved into his own apartment in Asbury.
In Asbury. Okay.
So I'll be seeing that.
Tomorrow morning you're leaving? Or?
Yeah, tomorrow morning. I'll probably get there
Yeah.
a little bit early, just
Yeah.
just cause. And then I don't know. He's working at the restaurant on Sunday for brunch, so maybe I'll visit him there too before I head out.
Okay.
Back here. So, but it should be fun, dude. Little shenanigans in Asbury. You know, see what we're
Anything
doing.
other than getting hammered on the agenda there?
I'm sure it's nice out. We'll be walking the boardwalk. Maybe
boardwalk.
play some games or something, dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, I'm pretty stoked to see Jay.
There we go. You think he's gonna go like number of drinks for his age?
Maybe,
Like,
dude, in his age 30 year here on this planet.
in the prime of his career, ready to hit free agency. As Justin Rose makes his par there.
You think Ernie's still watching?
No. The
dude.
golf, the hockey, he can't take it. As
Mm.
McElroy on number 7, a little and
I think I just saw that blade of grass. Didn't
this
like
is this is a big shot here, 450-yard par 4 on 7. Obviously wants to give himself good position off the tee with a chance to pick up a birdie. So we'll see what McElroy does here.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounded loud.
Yeah, dude, that was ripped. Love that.
You didn't purposely put that, or you did. You wanted to hear the.
Oh yeah, I wanted to hear that. Yeah, dude, that was awesome.
Oh man, so good shot there for Rory. But I have to say, these last 2 days have been a blast watching the Masters with everybody. And we'll go Batia to
Why
finish
not,
out.
dude?
Let's
The lefty.
this is
Yeah,
going to be
so-
copyright school. But
Yeah.
just for the blast.
Here it is.
Oh,
All right. Oh,
and that one is going to be near the outhouse, I would imagine.
I mean, and he was lined up so far left on the tee box, and he hits it so
Yes.
far right.
Yeah.
That was pretty wild, dude. And we've seen some of those from Ashke before too. A little trouble off the tee sometimes, as we do get Aubert actually now teeing off. So,
I think let's just do
I mean,
a
this is big.
comparison.
Yeah,
This is a parallel.
obviously, dude. A parallel, dude. What's going on here? Hopefully, the commentator's not, giving us some big balls here. Here we go. Green Bacon, dude. Great announcer. Also leaving it right.
And also, Michael Vaca on the way out saying, I think a very good way to think of me not watching sports events because of the Garbo analogy is the Mavs fans not supporting the team because of the Luka trade. Good way to think of it, Tony and Barnes. So he's telling us what we think, Tony.
Yes.
So that's a good way to end it, as Michael Butka
That's a great way to end it,
often does. But that being said, I mean, what a great week of shows.
Absolutely,
And we really appreciate everybody who tuned in this week and continues to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives in the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay in costume. The merch at DowntimeTV.com. We want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games. Let's go, Yankees!
Let's go, Mets!
And we will see you on Monday.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.